Hi, my name is Vincent Rosillo, and I'm with the law firm of Fine, Olin, and Anderman. And during these serious times, people have inquired about benefits that they may be entitled to as a result of their exposure to the coronavirus and being diagnosed with COVID-19. So we thought that we would put together this short informational video about your rights under the Social Security benefit law. Social Security Disability, also known as SSDB, is a federal program that employees pay into if they are working on the books. Those are those FICA deductions that we all have taken out of our paycheck, which are generally used to pay for our retirement when we hit our normal retirement age. As an aside, you should know that our normal retirement age is not 65. For most people who are born after 1960, their normal retirement age is 67. And if you were born before 1960, it's a sliding scale. It could be 66 in a few months. So if for no other reason, you should log on to your account at the Social Security Administration website just to learn what your normal retirement age would be. And on that website, you would learn what your monthly benefit would be at your normal retirement age or at 62, or if you were disabled, what your benefit would be. It also tells you what your maximum family benefit would be, because under the Social Security Disability Benefit Law, if you have children under the age of 18, they would also collect on your account. So Social Security Disability gives people who are disabled and unable to work a monthly benefit, and Medicare once they have reached the 24-month period of being eligible for Social Security disability. But let's just go over a few facts first. One, you have to be disabled for one continuous year. So that period of time, it means that you really cannot be performing any substantial gainful activity, what we would refer to as work, for 1 year. And that 1 year has to be continuous. So for a continuous period of 1 year, you cannot perform any substantial gainful activity. And number two, you had to have worked and paid into Social Security, generally speaking, 5 out of the last 10 years. And number three, you have to meet the Social Security Administration's definition of disability, which we'll touch upon briefly. So those are the three main factors. One, again, you have to have paid into the system for 5 out of the last 10 years. Two, you cannot perform any substantial activity for one continuous period, 1 year of a continuous period of time. And you had to meet the Social Security Administration's definition of disability. And if you meet that criteria, you are entitled to monthly benefits. Now that monthly benefit could continue until you hit your normal retirement age, or it can be for a set period of time. Social Security may require you to come back after a year or 3 years or 5 years so your condition can be reevaluated. You should also be aware that there is a 5-month waiting period, which means that even if you're deemed to be disabled, you are not eligible to receive benefits for that first 5 months. So your benefit would start on that 6th month. Social Security also, if you are disabled, permits you to have a trial work period. So for up to 9 months, if you'd like to go back and try seeing if you can work, you'll be eligible to receive Social Security disability benefits for the same period of time that you are working. And after 9 months, you would no longer be considered disabled and eligible for Social Security disability. And as I've indicated, if you are eligible for Social Security disability and collecting benefits for 24 months, you would be eligible for Medicare as well, which is the medical coverage that's provided to people through the federal government. Again, it's not Medicaid, it is Medicare. You should be aware that Social Security disability is different than SSI, because people ask, well, I'm not going to qualify for Social Security disability because I make too much money. That's the standard that's used to apply for SSI. They're both administered by the Social Security Administration, and they both take into account your degree of disability. But SSI is like a federal welfare program, and by that we mean that they look at your income levels and your net worth and your bank statements to determine if you meet the requirements set aside for the income levels for a family. Social Security disability is not concerned with that. They will never look at your net worth. They will not look at the value of your house or your bank accounts or how many cars you own. It's purely based upon your earnings record, how much you've paid into the system over the last course of your career, but certainly 5 out of the last 10 years. They're concerned with your degree of disability. And those are the things that they will look at in determining your eligibility for Social Security disability. So how should we apply? And why apply? Well, we went over the benefits that you're eligible for, and if you cannot work and you think you're going to be disabled for a year, you certainly should apply for that. And you could apply either online or by telephone appointment, or when permissible, you can go to your local Social Security office by appointment and apply in person. Social Security will review your medical records, so you have to be able to provide them with a listing and address of your treating physicians, any hospitalizations, any medical tests. Social Security will gather all that information and determine if you're eligible. They may also send you to a physician who they will use to evaluate your condition. And they will certainly pay heavy attention to your treating doctor's opinion. So you should notify your doctor that you intend to apply for benefits so that they will be aware and have your medical records in order to supply to the Social Security Administration. The treating doctor is given great weight in the Social Security Administration process. What Social Security will look at is to see if you meet a listing of impairment. They have very detailed listings of all types of impairments: cardiac, respiratory, kidney conditions, back problems, and see if your condition meets that listing. If it does meet that listing, you'd be considered disabled. If you do not meet that listing, Social Security will take into consideration all of your disabilities and see if you equal one of those listings. So if you have a heart problem and a back problem and a lung problem, but they're not severe enough to meet a particular listing, Social Security will evaluate all of them to see if they equal a listing. Moreover, Social Security takes into consideration everything that is physically and mentally wrong with you. So it does not just simply have to arise out of the coronavirus exposure. It could be everything. It will be everything that is wrong with you from a physical and mental point of view. So you should list all the doctors who have treated you and the dates of the examination, and as well as the medication that you have been prescribed, as Social Security will evaluate that. If you are over the age of 55, the standard is lower. For people who are over 55, Social Security will look at your past relevant work to determine if you can do that job. So if you had a heavy physical job or a job that demanded a lot of standing, walking, fine hand manipulation, or took a lot of toll on your respiratory system and you can no longer do those jobs because you are physically unable to do those jobs, you would have met the standards as set forth by Social Security, in that you just cannot do your past relevant work. For younger people, Social Security looks to see if you have any skills that you could transfer to another area, and they will evaluate that depending upon your physical limitations and your education level, as well as your age, to determine if there are other jobs that you can do. But if you are over the age of 55, they simply will look at your past relevant work. So this is a brief outline of what your rights are under the Social Security disability law. After that initial application, if you are denied, you should not be discouraged, because most people are denied after that initial determination. But you should go forward, and eventually you'll have a hearing before an administrative law judge. And at that hearing, which should take about a half hour or 40 minutes, the judge will ask you very detailed questions and examine your medical records. The judge may also ask a vocational expert to appear to testify, as well as a medical consultant to review the records and offer an opinion. What an attorney could do for you is gather the medical evidence, submit it to the Social Security Administration, prepare you for the hearing, and take the testimony of whatever experts the administrative law judge has required. After the hearing, or prior to the hearing, depending upon the law judge, we would submit a detailed memo of law in support of your claim. And if you get denied at this level, we would appeal your case to the appeals counsel. There's never an attorney's fee if you do not win your case. If you are denied benefits, there is no payment to an attorney. It is only if you are found to be eligible and receive an award that the Social Security Administration will determine the fee. The fee is 25% of the retroactive benefit that you're entitled to receive, with a cap of $6,000. That is a brief description of Social Security disability benefits. If you think you may be eligible, or you have any questions or concerns about your rights for Social Security disability, please feel free to contact us at 1-800-522-9001. Or you can go to our website, www.foalaw.com. And I appreciate you watching. You should be aware that we have offices throughout the entire state. We have offices in Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, Binghamton, Albany, throughout the Hudson Valley, in New York City, and Long Island. So we are certainly there for you to answer any questions or to help you go through this process. Thank you.